What's going on, guys? It's Cynical and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts 3 news and information video. Today for you guys, we have some interesting stuff to talk about as recently Square Enix publicly released the Kingdom Hearts 3 fact sheet. Now, this is a piece of paper that was actually handed to us at the Kingdom Hearts 3 premiere event, and essentially what it is it goes over a bunch of different key features to do with Kingdom Hearts 3, stuff to do with the attraction flow ride system, the Keyblade transformation system, talking a bit about mini games and Pixar worlds, and also giving us a synopsis of the story so far. Now, ever since the fact sheet was publicly released, a lot of people have been talking about one of the bullet points that is on this piece of paper. This would be the prepare for battle section. It states right here, interact directly with the Disney Pixar world. Players will fight off swarms of Heartless as they scale massive cliffs, dive deep underwater, or even as they fall freely through the air. Now, quite clearly, this bullet point right here is obviously describing worlds and the different types of things that you can do within these worlds. Like the bullet point described, we can scale massive cliffs, dive deep underwater, and fall freely through the air. Now, I've actually seen two of these features so far within Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers. Obviously, scaling up massive cliffs, we've seen a lot of this within the Olympus world, as well as falling freely through the air. We've seen Sora perform this as he's diving into Olympus itself. However, the dive deep underwater statement is currently what has people speculating to the absolute days, and I thought this was a very, very interesting little comment to throw into this bullet point, as we actually haven't seen any sort of footage of Sora literally diving underwater. Now, we know that this is going to be a feature in the game, and we've actually known this for a couple of months now. Back in February of this year, when we received the Monsters Inc. trailer, Tetsuya Nomura actually mentioned that yes, swimming is back like we saw in the trailer, but even furthermore, Sora can now actually literally dive underwater. So because this feature is literally being described within the key features for Kingdom Hearts 3, it leads me to believe that diving underwater is a feature of the game that will most likely be utilizing quite a lot. So ever since the fact sheet came out, a lot of people have been speculating what exactly could this be pertaining to, a diving feature, in terms of a new and upcoming world that we have yet to see. If the diving feature is going to be a prominent feature in Kingdom Hearts 3, then surely Square Enix will at least use one world where we actually use this feature quite a bit. And a lot of people have been coming up with the idea that Atlantis, the Lost Empire, might potentially be coming to Kingdom Hearts 3 as a world. Now, other than the one comment of diving deep underwater, we have no other evidence or confirmation that Atlantis is coming to Kingdom Hearts 3 as a world, but if this is going to be a prominent feature in the game, then Atlantis, the Lost Empire definitely makes the most sense for a swimming-based world, or at least a world where there's a lot of swimming involved. Atlantis, the Lost Empire came out back in 2001. It was one of Disney's very early 2000 movies, alongside Treasure Planet, which ended up releasing a year after. Both of these movies can almost be considered the hidden gems of Disney films from the early 2000s. I love both of these films to absolute pieces. You guys should already know that my most wanted world in Kingdom Hearts 3 is Treasure Planet. However, if we do not get treated to that Treasure Planet treatment, then I can tell you, my son, Atlantis the Lost Empire is the next best thing. So Atlantis the Lost Empire is essentially about this guy called Milo, who through his grandfather's research figures out that there is a city underground known as Atlantis. To cut a long story short, Milo sets up an expedition to find the city. He eventually does, but of course there is an imposing threat. Now, looking at the environment spaces of Atlantis itself, this is where the speculation behind the diving deep stuff comes in. Atlantis is quite literally a city that's positioned underground. It is also a city that is completely surrounded by water, making for any sort of swimming or diving gameplay very accessible for a world like this. And I could also see the plot of Kingdom Hearts being intertwined into a world like Atlantis as well, with Xehanort for some odd reason wanting the heart of Atlantis, which is essentially a bunch of rocks that has enough power within it to power an entire city and its technology that follows. I can definitely see Xehanort wanting this for a particular reason within his schemes. Commander Rourke's corruption could also be intertwined with that of darkness, or a seeker of darkness that could be present within the Atlantis world. We know that he set out on this expedition to bring back whatever he could to, of course, sell off. He only cares about himself, greed, and wealth. And like I mentioned before, with Xehanort particularly wanting the heart of Atlantis and the crystals that power it, Rourke essentially wants the same thing, but for money. So this this could be a very cool scenario to bring the two villains together. We also haven't had a decent Disney villain in Kingdom Hearts for quite some time as well. This is an aspect that Kingdom Hearts 1 did really well, with setting up the Disney villains throughout the game and having a Kingdom Hearts original villain at the very end. Otherwise, throughout Kingdom Hearts 2 and really any other Kingdom Hearts game that followed, the Disney villains and the roles that they played seemed to be pretty weak. I would love to see Rourke take on a villain role in a Kingdom Hearts game, as I feel like he would suit the role perfectly. Now, aside from Atlantis being a potential world due to its water-based environments, let's think up of a few other worlds that could also have water-based environments within it as well. The Jungle Book, seeing as it is positioned within a rainforest, there is obviously bound to be rivers and streams. So again, this could be another perfect world where swimming and diving could come in handy. Another world that got me thinking of water-based environments is most certainly Destiny Islands. This is a world in which I definitely want to be in Kingdom Hearts 3, for the main reason being I want this world to be revisitable in the game, because it's never been revisitable in a single Kingdom Hearts title. But we know that there is a lot of water in Destiny Islands, and even in Kingdom Hearts 1 we could actually swim in the ocean there. It was very restricted, but we could still do it. So imagine coming back to this place in Kingdom Hearts 3 with all the beautiful graphics, and to literally be able to dive under that baby blue water. Oh my god. Tangled is also another very viable world where we can probably expect a bit of swimming and diving to take place. We've already seen Sora take on a little bit of swimming within the Monsters Inc. trailer within the Tangled world, but I would say there's probably a lot more to come. We do know that the city of Corona is literally surrounded by an ocean, and that, like I was explaining in the behind the scenes video, there is actually a dock area in which in that area we might be able to take a dip. And of course there could definitely be water-based environments in worlds like Radiant Garden if it is going to return, or even in Olympus, as we know that there are streams running down the mountain of Mount Olympus. It'll definitely be interesting to see how this diving mechanic in the game works, seeing as we've never had a diving mechanic in a single Kingdom Hearts game in the past before. However guys, in the comment section down below, let me know your thoughts and opinions towards this. I like that this could potentially point towards Atlantis the Lost Empire, potentially being a world in the game. Like I said, there's no evidence that points towards Atlantis being a world or confirmation. The only thing we have to go off is the dive deep underwater, in which a world like Atlantis would be very well suited for exactly that. However guys, that's all for today. I've been Cynical. Hopefully you dudes are having an absolutely fantastic day, and until next time guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.
Hit them on the page and we coming through stunning. Go dip my mouth when you suckers be bluffing. Milk crate, gaming up the bitch though. Catch me in the back playing Super Nintendo.